Well, I am Mike Needler. I play guitar, bass, a little bit of saxophone, a little bit of piano, and I currently perform in Elements of Cosmos around Fort Wayne. I started playing piano when I was 6, and my uncle was a piano prodigy, like out of this world. But anytime he would be around for like holidays and stuff, he lives in Indy. Anytime he'd be around for holidays, he'd always play a couple songs, and then he would go play down at the embassy, usually on Christmas. And it really inspired me to that level of artistry. So then my parents just made me take piano for 6 years, and I kind of hated it. I wish I would have tried a lot harder, but that is what it is. Rolling around with my mom when she was listening to Rocky Horror Picture Show soundtrack. It is weird. It is super weird. I don't really get it. But the music is great. And so I grew up like listening to that kind of like, she had a specific tape of that back in the day. And yeah, that's really where it was just like, man, yeah, that's pretty groovy. And seeing how happy it made my mom was just like, damn. The best music that I write comes in a state of utter abandon almost. Like on days where I'm either like really, really depressed or really, really happy, it just flows, especially if I'm really depressed. It's just like I've finally found a way to channel those kind of feelings and make them be positive and meaningful. One of the most interesting quotes I've come across recently is Steve Vai, who I study diligently like all the time. But he has this quote of, when your environment affects what you play more than other people, that's where true creativity starts. So in other words, like what you're really feeling in your actual experience right now, when that is affecting you more than like having listened to Jimi Hendrix for the last 8 years in a row or something like that, that's where you start to really develop your own kind of sound, which is what I strive for. Well, my favorite band is Red Hot Chili Peppers. There's just so much meaning and soul into what they play, and they really didn't like go into the designated lanes of a certain genre. They were just like, this is our style of music, and they kind of just made their own way, which I really respect. That being said, my favorite album is actually by Incubus, who is probably my second favorite band, and that album is Morning View, and every single song on that album just speaks to me. Brandon Boyd is a genius, and his writing and his melodies are just so powerful. When I broke up with my serious girlfriend of like 3.5, 4 years, every single day I would listen to Morning View all the way through on these really nice surround sound speakers in our 3rd floor loft in Cincinnati. And it became to the point where it's just like every single song was like a friend of mine. Like I knew all the parts, and it was just like, it was so comforting to have that relationship with that music. I think music is, I mean, it's kind of cliche to say it's a universal language and like everyone can relate, but that is like the truth about it. Sometimes the simple things are really the way it is. It just gives you so much power and so much control, and it's a realm where you write the rules. And that really, like, I used to play video games a lot when I was a kid because I didn't really like the rules of the real world. I didn't like the fact that if I jump, I can only go like a foot in the air. I want to jump like 20 feet in the air, like stuff like that. Where in music, you can define, like, you decide what time is, you decide what notes are right, what notes are wrong, if there even is such a concept in whatever song you're doing. Like, there's really no set in stone answers with anything, and that's what I really like about it. My other best memory was a show with Elements, but there was a point where we were playing a song and I realized it was an original song and every single person in the area was singing along with us. And it was like a moment of validation almost, of just like, wow, people are actually getting into this. And I shut my eyes and I saw an entire field full of people all singing along with us. And I was just like, that will happen someday. Oh, anything that you want me to. There's no greater feeling to me in the entire world than getting on stage in front of 2,000 people to 200,000 people someday maybe, right before my solo when I'm about to go on. I know right at that very moment that everyone is focused on me, and it is just my time to guide everyone's viewpoints and consciousness to any degree whatsoever. It's just such an empowering, and it brings in a sense of community almost within everyone being so aligned on one similar purpose of listening to music. And then I just let go. A lot of times I black out when I solo because I just try to channel to such a degree that I'm not thinking about, okay, D minor, let's see, I got D, F, A. Okay, well I can play any of the. No, I'm just going, and it's just like Mike Needler, the person, is not there. It is just I'm an instrument holding an instrument. Keep your ears peeled for Elements Cosmos album coming out this summer. Date to be determined, but it's about to be dope. That's the cheesiest line I could possibly come up with.